This is day 2 of videos, but it's
Of the
still
same day.
night 1. Yeah. How do you feel hanging out here?
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yep.
Excited.
I'm excited too.
to throw this cup
We're
away.
at the Orlando Shakespeare Theater.
Never been here before.
Yeah, never. I've never set foot in this place. I'm excited. No, we're coming to see Phantasmagoria. I'm excited for the show, Megan.
Nope.
Okay, so here's what should be mentioned. Megan and I have seen Phantasmagoria twice at Fringe and once at Creative City Project. And every time I've been like, wow, we should really go see their full show. And then every time have not done that thing.
But we're doing it.
But we're doing it today. Yeah, we're gonna go see their full show. And I'm excited because it's gonna feature like stuff. Probably no fire because it's indoors.
I don't know. It's called the Chain of Fire.
I know, right? How unfortunate that there's probably no fire because it's inside the Mandel Theater. But there definitely will be a lot of stuff. No. Stage combat, storytelling, darkness, really great dancing, and the best costumes
Also us.
ever. Costumes I really wish that we could own. Yeah.
The show runs until November 4th, so if you're here next weekend, unlike us, you should go.
Yes. We're saying this preemptively. We haven't seen the show yet. We just know
Box
these
office will be
things.
opening shortly.
Perfect. We just saw Phantasmagoria, and I thought, since you can't film it, but I want to talk about it just like a little bit. So, Phantasmagoria, there will be a link down there about the show, but you should go see it next weekend if you can.
But it is Phantasmagoria 8,
Yes.
The Chains of Fire.
Yes.
And it is part of like a series, so like next time it'll be number 9, although from what I overheard people around us talking about, it used to be like a cohesive like storyline, and then that kind of stopped a few years ago, and they've done like these kind of like episodic ones with stories in them.
Basically, it's a group of macabre storytellers, and they do like a mixture of like dance and like chorus speaking to tell different macabre stories and sort of act them out. And it's beautiful. I love the aesthetic. It's very like Victorian era darkness.
And this year it was kind of themed around Plato's myth of the cave, so they were stuck in the cave and hearing and seeing shadows, and then they couldn't leave the cave until they kind of broke out of seeing the shadows and seeing the stories around them, and they kind of got into the light. This was kind of a play on the myth of the cave. If you know that story, I do very well, and so it was clever. If you don't, it didn't really matter. It just was like kind of a thing.
Yeah, you could tell that they were like chained in the cave and like needed to get out, even if you don't necessarily know. But I thought that the story overall was really good, and I really, really, really like Phantasmagoria, mostly because I like macabre stories, and so that's really good for me. And most of the stories they did this time I knew already, which made me pretty happy. And then I also really, really like the like story outside of the story rather than the story within the story, I guess. I like that they are basically like puppets being forced to do these stories, and that they're forced to live them. And as somebody who like is super into like hurt comfort sort of things, like I really like that like they go through this terrible story, and then like every time they come out of it, they're scarred, and the whole group is coming together to like try and help them feel better about what they just did.
And some of the dances this time were really nice, like solo pieces that were reflective on how this myth of the cave hurt situation was affecting them psychologically. And so like there was a really beautiful Ariel Silks kind of like hammock that had been made that a woman who does like ballet and silks danced in, and that was beautiful. And her like crying in it was like
Yeah,
so good.
It was wonderful.
And we were very close to it.
We were like her foot like came right in front of my face several times.
So that was pretty cool. We also paid for the VIP experience, which meant that we got a signed poster, which is cool, and also an extra story, 2 extra dances, and some sword swallowing and some magic. So, and a poem. So, like, pretty much like a mini segment of the show that was just extra before and after, as well as a glass of wine, or Sprite in her case.
I really like Sprite. And I thought that was cool. I thought the VIP experience was neat, and they definitely like really welcomed you. That was neat.
I think it could have been better, different. I felt weird. This was our first time seeing Phantasmagoria in a proscenium space, and while they like broke the proscenium, they didn't have much area to go. They could either go up the path and hope that you down in the front row forgot about them so that they could be like behind you, which they didn't really do, but they could have, or like on the sides, but they couldn't really like be around you in the same way that they can in a thrust stage, or even I feel like they would be beautiful in the round. So I think that that was a downfall of this, although they do shows in this proscenium style in this exact space fairly often, so it's not like they're very flexible. They work in a lot of different types of spaces all of the time. I think I personally prefer seeing them in a thrust stage setting.
I would love to see them in the round. I think that would be awesome. But I thought also this venue has a very, very nice projector, and they did some very good things with that projection scene and have very clearly like created their own animations to go with the stories.
Although, in one of the stories, did you notice the snakes?
Yes.
There were like, some of the animations had like really beautiful movement in them, and then some of them were just like very macabre, like good, like still images. But then in one of the stories, there was like a beautiful pan happening, and when they started talking about snakes, these like poorly cut out snake illustrations, one that was like green and one that was like gray, but that each had like a little sliver of white around them where they weren't quite vectored out correctly, just were on the screen. And they looked like they were from like an anthropology book about snakes. They were just like, this is the Magnus macabus snake. And then they slow faded away from the background, and as soon as they started slow fading, I was like, whew, glad that's over. Like, those snakes, they were not good. But most of the animation, especially in the yellow wallpaper, were really, really great. I also liked them in the first story, the Purple Lady. The Purple Lady story.
I happen to really like them in the Hidden Chamber. What is it? Shoot. The Chamber of Your Heart. You know.
Oh, the like poem that she did?
Yeah. About the shadowy figure and like going out the window, because it like showed interior of the house, and then you like actually went out the window and saw all the rest of it, and I thought that was really cool. So overall, we super enjoyed it. It makes me want a Victorian outfit now.
Also want to see them in December do a Christmas Carol, which is funny because the Death Day Players are also doing a Christmas Carol. So it'll be fun to do it in like this really like hokey, silly way, and then to see them do it in like
dark. So I want an outfit like that. I want to do makeup like that, and I just love the dark stories. I love them so much. Like, and I love everything. I love it all.
I love everything.
I love everything
in the whole world.
I just realized how much Megan and I talked about Phantasmagoria, which means that I am not going to make a video of both theater shows. I'm just going to make one of that one. So you'll have to hang out until tomorrow to hear about A Study of Dreams. I'll see you tomorrow.